I hope that I would have the kind of connection that I saw on the Connecticut YouTube, because that was so profound for me, so deep and spiritual in a way that I hope that I could be there for my foal. And in fact, my foal has been there for me as much as I've been there for him. And that's a wonderful feeling. I have got that connection. However, there's still a piece with my little guy, and I think I expected him to be more fearful and to take longer to come around. He has been fairly easy to train, but he's still not really here. He's still not really connected. And so I think it's going to take a special person who will bond with him to bring him out, to say, you can put all 4 feet in this world. You can be with me. You can wake up. You can be present. He gets tired very easily. I think he's very emotionally, I don't know, confused, or you said lost. Truly amazed. I'm always amazed at what you do, but you know, you're Anna. But I mean, I could break it down and say, why is this so amazing? It's the whispering. The whispering is that you had a dance and a communication with the foal. You were doing this thing together. You weren't doing it to her. You were doing it with her. And you were acknowledging everything that she was giving you back. And I really understood what it means to be a horse whisperer and to speak the language. And you do it so like it's just second nature. You're having more communication with that horse than you probably do with a human being. But I could really see it in that demonstration. And I think I saw you, and I heard you say that was a 10 for you. I saw you take it as far as I've ever seen you take anything with a horse. But you stopped right before. I mean, it was never disrespectful. It was still very gentle. It was still rewarding every single try. It was still very loving, but you helped her get through some things by being direct and saying, being a horse whisperer doesn't mean I'm going to let you do everything you want to do and just love you for it. I'm going to push you and help you, and we're going to overcome this. But I'll never do it disrespectfully. I mean, it was the total package for me.
Good job. It's great to kind of come with an open mind. But what's been stunning is like seeing that guy progress so fast, but then noticing how sensitive it still is. You make one little mistake, you touch in the wrong place, and he takes off. It's like it's so fine line, and that, like I was like, oh, I'm doing this all great. This is all good. But it's still, you have to be so careful. So that's a big lesson for me.
Nice job. We'll just keep going.
Yes, it's not even a clips bucket, but you can see on his face that he's waiting for his bucket. But it's going quite well here while Rebecca continues and the horseman's rope
So
on.
Anna's truly difference is the communication part of it. That you're giving the animal voice, you're listening to it. And like Janice had the same idea, like you can't do parley. You can't just expect these horses are doing these certain games in certain order and be perfect up to that. There's more into it. And the other thing about is that Mare was young. She was only 4 years old, and she was pregnant. So I ended up with the baby, and I talked to Linda Parley in one of their shows, and I really call them shows. And is it okay to do these things with the baby? So I didn't do their things, but I did things what I've learned to do with the mare. I switched them and did them with the baby, and she was very keen on learning. She wanted to do everything. She was always her head up there. I would lead her from the side, and the mare would walk on the other side, totally in liberty, and do the walks back and forth and stop and kind of help with her daughter's education. And if I would do the pressure and the foal wouldn't move, she would rush over and push her. Like, you need to move, which was really cute. But listening all this, I think I made that big mistake of overhandling.
No. I thought the same thing. It's not just you. Say is getting it as well.
The contact with the eyes and the horse's eyes and the horse's body, that our eyes as a trainer make such an impact, and very subtle. Watching your eyes in the demo yesterday, the subtle moves that were a yes or an okay.
Ready to block her a little bit. Or
Another spot.
you're on the other side. Good. She's feeling that rope move around her.
Gently. That's it. Make sure you don't flicker inadvertently with it. And keeping your fingers out of any hole.
Yep.
That's it.
Got it.
You got it? You can pull that through, then make sure there's no knots or anything around any of your fingers as you do this. Now to go, pull it through. Even them out. You got them even?
Almost.
Okay, so then you can take the other one away. Gently bring that away. That's it. There's a bit of affection from her.
Just keep rubbing and under her stomach,
Oh, very good.
past the midline.
So we'll put 2 chains around her. We're doing the walleye frag.
Yeah.
Most of us spend our time in life in a comfortable place of knowing what we know. You know, I'm an expert in this, or I really know this and I'm comfortable. But the harder place and the bigger place for all of us is when you inhabit that space of you don't know what you don't know. And I came into this week knowing I was going to be living in that space, and it's almost been overwhelming as I've seen how much I don't know, that I don't even begin to know. You know, at times it's been overwhelming, because it's what I've picked up from this week of how much there is to learn to be able to be effective and helpful to these marvelous creatures. And I'm loving every minute of it, but I'm like, whoa, almost full time.